and happy Friday. Friday the 13th. I had this conversation with someone and I thought it was really important to actually address. So I thought that today's video would be based on this. And it is trying to be healthy by not particularly trying to recreate old habits, but rather just create new habits. So for example, I'm trying to lose weight. Sorry, I've got my little pops that are making weird noise. So instead of I'm trying to lose weight, my weakness is bread. That's my weakness. Can't do anything about it, or more like I've been struggling a lot with it. Instead of trying to find weird and wonderful little things to recreate my bread, so make sandwiches with other things, try just eating something completely new. So instead of trying to force the fact of I'm eating a sandwich, I'm trying to recreate a sandwich so that I can eat my sandwich. Rather, I'm just going to eat a salad. I'm going to rather have some chicken and rice. I'm going to rather have my toppings on one slice of bread instead of 3 slices of bread, for example. There's nothing wrong with obviously having your little weakness every now and again. Obviously, it's always quality over quantity. So try obviously have the healthier thing if you can, but it's still gonna help if you think about that quantity. So eating, I mean, it's always amazing. People are like, oh my word, I lost so much weight. And I'm like, great, what did you do? They're like, I just stopped eating so much bread. And I'm like, wow, that's incredible. I mean, obviously it's incredible. I don't take anything away from people that have lost weight and actually done, but they just cut down on just that one thing. So in my opinion, from my experience, I've always struggled with, like, for example, one of my weaknesses is hot chocolate. In winter, I'm just like, give me everything, just one cup after another, and it starts accumulating. You might be like, Carmen, what is that hot chocolate? Shut up. My weakness is like bread and pizza. No, but seriously, it starts adding up. Like, these are small things that start adding up. Things are like someone's weakness is mayo, other people's weakness is cheese, whatever the case may be. It might seem like a silly weakness. Obviously I have much more weaknesses, guys. I'm not taking anything away from the fact that I absolutely have an incredible sweet tooth. Like, a lot of people think are like, you should have gone diabetic by now, like, what's going on there? But seriously, that's the case of so my thing was, don't try to find this weird and wonderful healthy hot chocolate, because there's so many weird brands out there that just try to hide the fact that they've now put sugars in fancy ways. Instead of like getting this sugary hot chocolate, you try to find this weird alternative that it will just never match up. And that's more of the goal that I'm trying to get to today, is that you are really wanting that bread. Nothing's really just going to recreate that. Nothing's going to recreate that. Or at least that intention of what you have in your mind when you think of a sandwich, or when you think of like a really nice rich hot chocolate. Like, no brand or weird substitute is going to change that. And in saying that, something like coffee, someone going from 4 teaspoons of sugar in their coffee to no sugars in their coffee, that's absolutely fine, because technically we haven't changed the coffee, we're just sort of changing the ingredients. So I mean, like, protein pancakes, trying to make a pancake healthier. Yes, it's still definitely not going to taste the same, but my phone's giving issues again, so I hope this plays nicely for you guys. In saying that, there is a way of obviously adapting it and still making it taste good. So I'm not taking anything away from someone that absolutely has managed to recreate a good habit and make them work for them. Of course, over the years of being healthier and healthier, we don't crave as much sugar, we don't crave as much junk food, we don't want as much processed things, because after long periods of time of really eating healthy, you go and you eat a pizza and it just doesn't feel as nice. Your body immediately is like, oh, what is this? Like, what are you doing to me? And then you feel bad because you're just like, oh, that didn't have like the pleasuring craving that the fulfilling, there we go, yes, the fulfilling gratification of what we had, or what we used to every single time we have a pizza. That was like, oh, that's amazing, it was such a good pizza. And then after a couple of weeks of not eating pizza, then you eat pizza, you're like, oh, that wasn't actually that good. And that's what happened. So in saying that, I've obviously done things like that, where I've changed the way I say make pancakes. I've changed the way I don't have sugar in coffee anymore. I'm able to have black coffee, whereas back in the day it used to be sugar with milk and coffee, and that was like I had to thing. Like, so one of the things that I absolutely love sweet tea. And that was the thing for me. So it was like sweet hot chocolate, sweet tea. In my mind, those things just need to be sweet. Like, those are the things that I need in my life, and those things cannot change. But I managed to change the way I drink coffee. So now, I just drink a lot of coffee. No, I'm kidding. But I've managed to sort of deal with that. So instead of trying to recreate this really nice sweet tea effect of trying to find like a weird brand of sweet tea that like isn't sweet, or just full of other weird sugar ingredients, such as sweeteners and things like that, I just stopped drinking tea, or I don't drink tea as much. That's sort of my last substitute. Maybe have some water, maybe have a little bit of juice, try to fill that gratification of sugar in other ways, and then if all else fails, at the end of the day, I've had a bad day, I'll just drink the damn sweet tea. It's okay. It's really fine to have one slice of bread every now and again, or some pasta every now and again, or whatever your weakness is. Don't ever cut it out of your lives, guys. That's absolutely not what I'm saying. And I would rather have a client that is completely happy and is able to stick to goals with having a slightly less calorie deficit than someone coming in, starving themselves, taking away basically all ways they enjoy food, and then over the weekend just absolutely binging and crashing and burning because they're like, I couldn't take it anymore, I was hating life. So rather enjoy life, try to find the healthier substitutes by creating new habits of finding different ways to enjoy food. So explore. I mean, this is why people turn to keto, people turn to paleo and things like that. I'm not going to get onto the keto thing. I'm not the biggest fan, but that is one of the things that people turn to keto, is because of the fact that it forces them to have to cook new things, because it's so easy to do protein and carbs. Suddenly you take away the carbs and you're like, what is life? What are you talking about? What are you saying I can't eat pasta? What are you saying I can't eat that much rice? Like, it forces them to obviously cook in different ways. And then once you realize that you can cook in those different ways, you're like, oh, there's way more different things that I can make. So therefore, eating this huge amount of pasta every single night isn't like a give. I can do other things. And that's what I absolutely love about health and trying to find what works for you, is that everyone is different. So everyone has to find their thing that they really realize, oh, I can actually live without that. I just need to rather eat a little bit more of this, or rather do a little bit more of that. And then that way I don't really feel like I have this urge of craving to constantly eat the same thing over and over again and then crash and burn. So I hope that helps, guys. I really love the idea of finding new ways to be healthy without like in the genetics way of like being lazy. So I'm not allowed to eat carbs, so therefore I'm just not going to replace it with anything else. I really like the idea of trying new things, trying to see what works for you, eating a little bit less of that, using it as more of like a cheat meal, or something that you use only really at the last straw rather than a crutch, because we have limited resources. We have tons of resources. We have tons of ways of making absolutely amazing food. You just have to explore a little bit and find out what works for you. So I hope you have an absolutely amazing Friday, the 13th. Have an awesome weekend, and you'll be hearing a lot of me again anytime soon. I'm always here for you guys. Please pop me a message. Please let me know, what are you guys struggling with? I always love to hear things that people are struggling with to help with my side of the opinion, because that's basically all I'm saying. If something's worked for you that I disagree with, that's absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine, because everyone is different, and that's what I encourage. I'm just saying my side of the opinion. I'm saying what I've tried. Even as a coach, I have ways of trying to break down a movement, because I feel like certain ways lead to better results. But if something works for you, that's the perfect way that it works for you. It's definitely not wrong. It's just another way, which is fantastic. Have an awesome weekend, guys. Bye.